All right. It is another episode of the Because I Feel Like It podcast. It's your boy Marcus, man. We got my guys Nelson and Swerve. We got a good hour, a good amount of information to send to y'all tonight. But we're gonna get into some things that's going on in the NBA playoffs. And then we'll also get into some NFL happenings and what's going on there, man. But what's been going on, fellas?
Well, peace and blessings. Uh, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's well. It's awesome being here with my brothers talking about this good sports, man. It's good NBA playoffs. This good NFL draft. So it's awesome, man. Looking forward to it. What's up, Swerve?
What's happening? Good evening. Good evening. All is well. We're gonna talk some sports. We're gonna talk some basketball, some football, and whatever else. We just thank y'all for tuning in. Hit the like and subscribe. Uh, and let's rock. Shout out to Rachel. She couldn't be here today. She handling some business. Shout out to Rachel, but she's doing business with a customer. Hopefully CJ will pop on and we can talk some NFC East football and recap the draft. But we're gonna jump into the playoffs. Because the playoffs have been crazy in the second round. This second round has been if you would have told me the Celtics would be down 0-2 and the Pacers would be down 0-2, and the Thunder would be down 0-1, and the Timberwolves down 0-1. So it looks like all the favorites are down right now, which is crazy and unexpected. Uh, which of the? Oh, I'm sorry. The Thunder did smoke the Nuggets last night, so that's 1-1.
Yeah, they set a record last night for points and a half and also points for second in the game.
Yeah. They did. I thought the Thunder did smoke the Nuggets last night, but of the four series that's going on, uh, which has been the most surprising for y'all?
I'm gonna say the Knicks. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go ahead, Nelson.
And the reason why is because it's just the lack luster of the Boston Celtics. I mean, I figured Boston will be up, at least 1-1 or two. But the fact that they lose 20-point leads and it's like identical game, it's like, wow. Like I didn't realize New York was, that solid. Jalen Brunson is Mr. Clutch. I mean, it's obvious, man. Like he needs to get more credit. And the fact that the defense of the Celtics and the threes, they missing like 45 threes a game. Like, what is going on? I know they live and die by the three, but golly, that surprised the heck out of me. I mean, the fact that they blow them out in the first two quarters, and after that, it's like all right, we're done. We're going to have time. We're gonna let them come back. It's like, come on, man. Where's the fight?
I'm gonna tell you what's going on, man. Like, and I've been on Blue Sky talking about it. I've been in a couple Discords talking about it as well. There's some NBA Discords. The biggest thing that I see from the just in that series, the Celtics, right? They don't have a plan B. They don't have a plan C, D, or E, or F.
Yeah, it's just shoot the threes and hope they start falling again.
Yeah,
that's what their plan B is.
And it's alarming to me. You're going to have a bias, sort of bias, because I'm a Sixers fan or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I'm a hoops fan. I'm a hoop snob, right? And I'm not saying everything has to be cooked to the same temperature, everything else. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a certain amount of common sense and logic that people should have playing the game, right? If I know I am going 1 for 15 from the three as an individual, a basketball player, what does that tell me? That tells me that, okay, my shot is not falling, right? My shot's not falling. So guess what I have to do after that? I need to either A, get closer to the rim, attack the rim, right? That way if I get fouled, at least I see a free throw go through the hoop, right? Or at least I'm doing something else to counteract me or my poor shooting from the three. These guys don't have that. Are they playing defense? Yes. However, they're not turning that defense over into easy baskets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then the question, and another thing with them, like, is that when the threes aren't falling, Jason Tatum's supposed to be the guy that you can give the ball to, and he goes and gets you a bucket, right? Where's Jason Tatum when you need him? Like, it ain't no way that teams should be going on 25-2 runs, 25-4 runs, 34-7 runs when you have a Jason Tatum who's supposed to be a top 10 player in this league, right? So when you have a guy that's the guy and the Knicks go on the run, he's supposed to step up. Boy, if that was Brown at 40 gets the criticism we should be giving to Jason Tatum. Ain't no way in hell the Knicks supposed to go on a goddamn 34-point run and Jason Tatum ain't supposed to. Jason Tatum, how many points did Jason Tatum have during that run?
He had 2 points.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with that. When it is, yes, a part of it is Tatum, right? Because he needs to shoot better and he needs to attack the rim. But understand this: when over the last couple years, Tatum and Brown they've resorted to something they weren't originally were. Those guys are attackers. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are attackers of the rim, and then they used to start in and then work their way out. Now everything is just out. Period.
That's what I was getting to. So Tatum goes cold, but you don't hear from Brown. Like the Celtics still have so much talent that you could literally run a pick and roll, right? You could run a pick and roll,
right?
Because the way the Knicks are guarding them, I mean, like we said, the Knicks got everybody. They're interchangeable, especially when Cat isn't on the floor. I'm gonna get to that, but when Cat isn't on the floor, everybody on the Knicks is 6'8" or shorter. Mitchell Robinson, 6'9", right?
Right.
So you put, if they got OG, whoever's guarding Tatum is a point forward. Whoever's guarding Tatum, you put that man in a pick and roll situation with whoever Brunson is guarding.
Right.
And you do the same thing Brunson been doing to these dudes. Like anytime Brunson got Pritchard on him, they clear it out and he start backing him down at the elbow.
Right. Yeah.
Why haven't we seen that from Tatum?
I'm gonna tell you why, though. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't think right now, and this is just my opinion. Yes, Missoula won that title, and I'm gonna stick with this real quick. Missoula won that title last year, but he won that title with Ime Udoka's team.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are Udoka's players, right? I don't think that they completely trust Missoula, man. They may say it within the media because they don't want to beat him up. But understand this, like, how do you as a coach? Why can't you reach your guys and tell them, hey, we are not making these. We need to do something else.
Well, the sets become predictable. As you see at the end, they ran the same play, and then Tatum was in the corner, and they knew it was coming, and they blocked the shot. So,
but with Nelson, it's not even that. It's 12 seconds to go in the game, right? 12 seconds to go in the game. They had 2 timeouts.
They could have called timeout.
They chose to call none of them. You know what I'm saying? They chose to call no timeouts. And then the play they ran Al Horford wasn't even in the right spot. And then Tatum ran into him, which allowed Mikal Bridges to get over there and block the shot.
But Mazzulla said he just said they ran the same play. He said they've been working all game and they ran the same play at the end. So that's why he didn't call a timeout.
Right. And that's in the microcosm, that's the reason why they lost.
Yeah, it's a dribble drive for Tatum. He was getting it like first half, and then after that, they shut the paint down.
Right, but understand, at no point in this game did this man tell them, and this is where I fault him. Hey, we need to attack the rim more. He is the coach. This is what we need to do. And if your guys counteract or go against that, I understand. Yeah, they're stars, but you have to set some sort of accountability. Because what you're doing right now is not working. Every time they got up by working in, and then they would go out and shoot the three, right? And
they missed 45.
Right. And then they went back to exclusively just shooting threes.
Off the dribble. Like, it wasn't even good three. A lot of them ain't even good 3-point shots. They taking these threes off the dribble. It's not like I watched Golden State shot a lot of threes against Houston, but it was off of ball movement, wide open threes. Like Buddy Hield was wide open. They was because they got to the way they set up. You got to pick who you going to leave.
None of them is Steph though. That's Tatum and Brown aren't natural shooters.
I know that's what I'm saying. So it's like
Derek White.
You shooting these threes, and you don't have a guy. I mean, they shoot a high percentage, but you don't have that guy like a Steph or a Buddy when he's not in Philadelphia. These guys are dribble drive, kick open shots. Drew ain't a great shooter. Like the only knockdown shooter on the team might be their bigs, Porzingis and Harper. They guys you kick it out to that catch and shoot.
And
I'm mad that this
Horford went 1 for 10. He's been horrible in this series.
Yeah.
So why are you even playing him at this point?
Usually you have that corner shot, that corner three, that's defendable, and you get a rebound here too. But I'm saying, Jason Tatum and Brown are not Steph shooters. Like, and then if you think about, we talk about Steph. Steph is constantly setting screens, going around screens, moving the ball, so that opens up lanes for Buddy Hield, like you said, to get an open three. But they don't have that. You get that pick and roll with Porzingis. That worked in the beginning. But then after that gets shut down, then you got one-on-one ball.
What you think, CJ?
I don't think it takes an expert to realize if your shot not falling that day, you gotta go to the rack. Like, come on, like if I'm at the Y and my shot not falling, I'm like, yo, I'm driving. I'm gonna go to the rack. I might still shoot one that's wide open, but I'm not gonna go one-on-one and shoot one off the dribble. Like, come on, man. These guys the coach should have stepped in, and the players need to know that. The players need to know better.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know if they was tired and they were relaxed or that's just what they were used to doing, but come on, you got to know better. Your shot ain't falling. You can't be shooting that like that.
That's why I respect Jimmy Butler. When his shot is off, he'll go straight to the rim. That's what it's known for.
Or he defends.
Yeah.
Or he defends. He becomes a facilitator until he gets back into a rhythm. These guys don't have that. That's again that these guys don't have that plan B, C, D, or E. And that's why I said go back to when they played with Ime. Yes, they did. They lost in the finals to Golden State. However, that was because of inexperience at that level. It wasn't because of their skill. These guys play as if they have no other skill. None. And that's a problem. That's why they're down 2-0. And it's not going to get any better going to New York. It is not.
Let me ask you this. Do you think everybody needs that guy like a Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, Steph Curry that always constant movement? So you can open up.
It's not about the movement. It's not about the movement with them because guess who's coming around off the horn, off the pick is shooting the three. Derek White. He's missing them.
Big time.
You know what I'm saying? Peyton Pritchard, he was the only one that had some sort of consistent three last night, but the rest of them, they're just missing. need
they
to
fall in.
get to the rim.
They really fall in love with they fall in love. But you know
Bro,
what's crazy is that Boston is like one of the Boston. They'll shoot you. They'll shoot you out of the game, and they'll let you get right back into the game. That's why the thing about Boston is that their games they get up early. Like when they hitting, if you watch Boston when they hitting, you gonna be like, damn, this ain't nobody in the league beating this team in a 7-game series. If you watch a Boston game when they are on, like the first game of the season they beat us. What they hit how many 20? They was 21 from 40 something.
bro.
Like the Sixers ain't have a chance. I don't care if Dr. J and Allen Iverson was on that Sixers team. When you shoot 21 for 40 from 3-point range and you defend,
Yeah.
you win. Like you watch that, but then you'll watch Boston play for. We done seen in this series. We done seen 24 good minutes of Boston and 24 bad minutes of Boston in 2 different games. In Boston, the first half of these games, Boston looked like damn they could sweep the Knicks and go ahead on and handle whoever they see in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the second half of these games, it looked like, how did this team make the second round? They should be in the lottery.
But you gotta give credit to the Knicks though. They're resilient. You know, they keep fighting, they keep pushing. So you gotta give them.
Yeah.
They just doing something that's simple.
True.
You shooting threes and missing them. I'm coming
And
down.
we rebounded and driving to the bucket.
Yeah, I mean it's not rocket science. You missing, I'm coming down here to get 2. Because every time I walk them down, it hasn't been like a fast walk down.
It's been like Jason Voorhees chasing them. We gonna catch you. It might not be for 40 minutes, but we gonna catch you.
Clawing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. It don't be like it ain't no lightning fast run. It ain't like the Knicks miss a shot and then the Celtics miss a shot and then the Knicks run down and hit a 3, then they get a steal and hit a 3, then they play defense, they miss a shot. No, these ain't them type runs. They just like, all right, I'm gonna go down and get this bucket. The Celtics come down, shoot a 3 and miss. I'm gonna go down and get this bucket.
Yeah.
It don't look like nothing because it only went from 20 to 24. Celtics come down, shoot a 3. Next thing you know, 6 minutes of game time done passed, and it's only an 8. It's only an 8-point lead.
Score a bucket in 7 minutes.
Yo, I don't know who offense.
And then
I don't know who offense was worse: the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Eagles. I don't know who. Remember when the Eagles held the ball for the whole half, or the Celtics not scoring a point in 7 minutes?
They shot 60 3-point shots in game 1. It made 15.
15.
Do you know how they shot? Do you understand? You know how horrible you gotta be. This ain't like they us, right? This ain't like this regular folks just in Lifetime Fitness or at the Boys and Girls Club. They went 15 and then they just kept.
Hey, yo! I bet you the 4 of us right now could go between us. We have 60 shots between us from NBA 3-point range. We can hit 15 of them bitches. I'm making it. I'm good for 15. If I get 60, I'm good for 15.
Ain't no way I'm just hitting 15. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
But as a coach, like you gotta say, hey guys, we shot 40 shots, we only made 10. Can we do something different? Like I don't know what it is going on.
He probably did say that. And he probably did say. I would hope the conversation was something like that, good brother. Hey guys, we shot 63s and we missed 45 of those. Can we please not have a repeat of game 1?
I'll show y'all something real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna put my phone up to the screen so I can show y'all exactly what I said.
Oh, you great show the shot chart?
No, this is what I said.
All the red balls are coming up.
Yeah, hold on. I'm about to show y'all what I said the other last night, man.
Bruh.
Hold on. Yeah.
I want the Celtics to lose, and I was mad. Like I want the Celtics to lose. I was mad. I'm like, God damn, drop the ball.
It's gonna be hard to convince them to do something different because they want to chip doing that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard to be like, stop. They're gonna be like, yo, we just won doing that.
These jokers. I mean, it's
very true.
I gotta get through my phone. Let me see.
But yo, OKC, they drove past Denver like they were just slow nails, man. Did y'all see that, man? That game, God,
Yeah.
OKC was just. I mean, it was like
Listen,
Hold on.
so fast.
Can y'all see that? What that say?
Boston ain't what?
Boston ain't learned shit from last night. That's exactly what it say, right? And I told you, right? The game started at 7. Where the game started the game started at 7, right? In like 10 minutes into the game, or 5-6 minutes into the game, like they ain't learned nothing. They didn't learn anything from the other night. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, they gonna come out, they gonna shoot, they gonna make some shots, but eventually they're gonna start missing.
It ain't over.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh yeah,
it ain't over though. They the type of team, like we've been saying, they could go on a streak. You know what I mean?
They can go on a streak.
yeah.
But you know how? But it's different, and the reason why I say it's different because the pressure is on you now. The pressure is on you. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You hitting, or you going home.
listen.
But tell me this:
Oh, go ahead.
is the pressure bigger right now than it was at any time it was last year?
No, you
No,
defended
because it wasn't down 2-0.
Yeah,
That's true. But last year in the championship series, it was tighter. Are you more likely to get tight in the championship series or right now when you're down 0-2?
Now, because you was expecting to repeat. You was expecting to at least get out of the East at a minimum. Because right now, Cleveland just they in their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and that we'll get to that in a little bit. But Boston was expecting to get back out of the East. At least at a minimum. And
they the favorite. Like
you down 2 already. And you going to New York.
I think it's because they know they can get up on them. It's like, well, we could just have make a couple adjustments here and there because we know we can beat these guys if we apply all 4 quarters. So them being tight now, they got a gleam of hope. Like, all right, we can go back and at least get one back in New York. But I tell you what,
you got to play that much harder.
Yeah,
and you have to have that much more. What's the word? Discipline and attention to detail than you did these last 2 games.
Yeah.
You got to have that because if not, you're going to be looking up quarter 3 in New York in the Garden. We down 77-64 or whatever it is. And now guess what they're going to start doing?
Think about vacation.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so
hey, how much you say that was down Cancun?
Yeah.
You book yet? Boy, they go 60 from 15 on the road. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah. So we got that one, and then another shot. It was not really a shocker because once a couple of those guys got hurt in Cleveland, I knew Cleveland was that was a problem because Indiana don't do nothing but get up and down the court, but they defend too. So what do y'all think about that series?
For me, if I'm just injured and I'm on the bench, like different. If I'm injured, I'm injured. But if I'm hurt and I see my guys just going down, it's like I gotta rehab. I'm gonna go to treatment. I'm gonna get some, whatever I gotta do to get back on the court. And it's almost as if it's like they just laughing it off. They got a core. Who else? Nobody. Like it's like why are y'all just sitting there? For me, I'm like I'm nice.
It depends on what it is. Like I know a lot of people say that, like, oh, just get out there, tape it up. But it depends on what it is, man. Like if you ever play sports, like it's some things are they affect you more than you ever thought they would. You know, sometimes you'd be like, man, it's just I just banged my toe, but then you can't push off. You know, that's going all the way up through your calf, all the way up through the front of your leg, or you know, you got a pinky injury and it's going all the way up your arm. I would hope that that's what's going on, and you know, and they not just punk it out. I would hope.
Yeah, I mean, I had an injury in college. I had turf toe, and that thing hurt like, you know. And everybody's like, "Well, why are you milking it? Why are you milking it?" It's like, well, we play on turf. Like, you realize if I cut the wrong way, that thing going, you know, it's gonna be a excruciating.
Yeah.
But if it's like a hamstring, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, get some icy hot on that joint and let's go, man. Like,
it don't work like that.
Nah, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. If y'all watch sports the way I watch sports, this Indiana Pacer team, they're like they get up and down, they push the pace. They're like gazelles, right? They get up and down, they defend, they try to turn you over, live ball turnovers, they get up and down the court. Hallie, Turner, Siakam, that's what they do. I think they're the softest team in the league. And the Pacers are bullying the Cavs. Like the Cavs are getting beat up physically by the softest team in the league right now. And not only are they out physical in them, Indiana's playing their style of basketball while being more physical than the Cavs. And that's really the game right there. They're out physical in the Cavs. And when you think the guys on the Pacers team, they not the old school physical Pacers. They don't got no Davis brother. They don't got no Rick Smith. They don't got Jermaine O'Neal. There ain't no Ron Artest. Ain't none of them dudes like they used to. Ain't no Steven Jacksons. Ain't none of them type guys on this team. They get out, they run. And they not only are they beating the Cavs at their game, they're beating the Cavs at the Cavs game these first two games. Out rebounding, out hustling, out physical. And that's it.
Yeah. And then the other thing is they're not just like Boston, but they believe in the 3-2. But your guys, you know, what's hurting them for real is just even without Mobley, man. Without Garland, they in trouble.
Yeah.
Without
Garland,
what they say, they need that brother in the lineup.
Yeah.
Need him. If they don't have Garland, it might be a gentleman's sweep.
It
might be a full sweep.
And no Garland puts so much pressure on Mitchell too. Mitchell to do more creating offensively, and I think Mitchell is not saying he's horrible, but I think he's not the guy. He's not the guy who you want initiating the offense all the time, or you want the guy making the decisions to pass or shoot and get others involved. He's your scorer first. He's a scorer first guy, and I think with Garland there, Garland plays more of the distributor and falls back and lets Mitchell be the guy who attacks. They're missing him for sure, but I think Indiana's just playing great basketball right now. So we'll see if he's back on Friday tomorrow. We'll see.
But these games are close. I mean, it's not like blowouts. These games are pretty come down to the wire. And Halliburton is just, on another level, man. I think since his dad, approached Giannis, he's like, yo, I'm out here. I'm him. You know what I mean? That's like a boost. When you got your dad going to get somebody that's 6'9" going on the floor.
Nah, he playing because the list of them boys said he was overrated. Everybody been talking crazy about him. And he going out here and showing that y'all said I'm overrated. Dame couldn't do nothing with him. Granted, Dame wasn't 100% Dame, but how he was having this way with Dame?
Yeah,
like last year, as good as the Knicks were last year, Knicks didn't have an answer for him in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what y'all think about the classy move Donovan Mitchell when they was saying overrated, and he was like trying to shut them down a little bit?
Nah.
No, I mean they still got their own thing. I'm not really concerned about that, man. You know what I'm saying? What Don got to worry about? He had what 48? He had 48 last night, and that still wasn't enough.
You need help, man. Get them boys off the bench.
They got to get the treatment, whatever they got to do, man. Cryo free, whatever it is. they got to do something to get out there, man.
I'm just saying the athlete in me just pissed off. I'm like, yo, if y'all over here milking it, y'all really ain't,
Sometimes you really hurt though. Nah. You know what I mean? Like those guys, if whatever it was, it's a playoff game. This ain't like regular season. Whatever it was serious. You know, because you ain't just gonna sit for no playoff game.
Yeah, you know? I don't think the competitor in you should not allow you to sit
right
during a playoff game.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying right there. Whatever it was beyond that. They just couldn't play. You know what I mean? Because I don't think with anybody with a good conscience, you know, if I can move and run, I'm out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got that one, and then we got the Minnesota and Golden State series, and I'm just man, I the way it started off, I'm like, yeah, you know, Golden State gonna get them. But as we saw, Steph pulled his hammy, and they talking about it's gonna be right now the minimum
7 days.
Yeah,
that's hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt, bro. And they it's gonna hurt.
And he was nursing that thumb too. He was playing through that sore thumb too.
Yeah, but I'm just like, you know, when then I saw him, he was in tears. Bro, I was like, that don't seem, even though they saying it's a 2-game thing.
It didn't feel like the reaction didn't look like a 2-game thing.
No, I think he knew. That it'd be for him to even have an opportunity to get back, they would have to stretch this series to at least 6.
Yeah.
I don't think that even the 2 games they say, I'm like, nah, that didn't feel, looking in his face, that didn't feel like that was 2 or 3 games. That might have to be a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for him too, because I want him to get 5, man. And, you know, to have him, you know.
They went to if he would have been healthy, I believe they would have beat Minnesota.
You can't count out Ant-Man. I'm sorry. Ant-Man is
Oh no, they would have beat him. They said not. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
You said that about LA though.
No, this is different though. This is different. And the reason I say that is because these guys, there's a fundamental rhythm. In LA, it was just Luka and LeBron, and everyone else wasn't fundamental. Yeah. These guys in Golden State are fundamentally sound.
I give you that. Yeah, I see that.
Fundamentally sound, man, and they play on a rhythm, and they're on a rope every cut. You know what I'm saying? They don't cut. They cut with intention. They cut to score. They cut to go back and get Steph open in the corners. Mm-hmm. They set picks. You don't see Minnesota doing that. It's Ant shooting, and then but the one thing I will say about Ant is when Ant isn't hitting his shot, he locks in on defense and he attacks the rim.
Yes, he does.
However, all his teammates ain't him. You know what I'm saying? He don't have another one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like in Golden State, at least Steph got Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? And then he got, you know, I don't know where Buddy. Then I guess his nuts dropped. You know what I'm saying? And now he's playing for that contract. Yeah. So you got that going, man. But I think it would have been in Golden State in 6. But right now it's looking like if Minnesota get their head straight and stick to just attacking the rim, man, it'd be Minnesota in 5 or 6. That's what we're looking at right now.
Minnesota will live and die by the 3-2 as well. You know, they're behind that trigger. Yeah. But to what you're saying about Golden State, you know, it really, if you look about it, the system has been running for them for years, And that Steve Kerr, you got to give a testament to his offensive mind. And when you got Draymond Green kind of being a point forward, you got to go on board. But I was really surprised that Draymond's like, I'm going to follow Jimmy Butler's lead. And so that's a testament to Jimmy Butler. A lot of respect for him, coming to the Golden State Warriors. And because you know how Draymond's like, look, man, we can win with you, we can win without you. But he actually gave testament to Jimmy. And I was like, all right, that's a step back. That's a sign of maturity.
Yeah. So we got that one, and then we got the Denver and Denver and Oklahoma City. I still look, man. I think Denver got that one. And I would venture to say that might be the last one they get. if Oklahoma City play the same way they played last night, yeah, we're going to figure out something else to watch on Netflix, Jack. If ain't nothing else on TV, that's gonna go real fast. Real fast. Joker, hey, is Joker the best player in the NBA? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But one of him. It's like 9 to 10 of them dudes in OKC.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like
they might.
It's like you put the rat trap out there, and you happy because you caught one, and then like 11 of them come out of the corner, and you ain't got no traps. No, they was
there.
And it wasn't even like it wasn't a gradual 43. It was like you go to the refrigerator and you get some snacks or whatever. You come back and they up 35.
Yeah, for real. It was like this. Like I forgot the game was on. And you know how you might see you change the channel or you put the TV on it and the TV talk before it light up. It was like, and that's the 45th point for the Thunder. I was like, damn, it's already that late in the second half. Then it was like, end of the first quarter. I'm like, God.
They almost had 100 at the half. I said, you know what I did? When I saw that, I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I washed my face. I took my shower. I went right to bed. I was like, it wasn't nothing else. I'm like, I'm not going to sit up and watch this. For what?
And Shea was so smooth, man. He was like scoring points like it was water. You see what he said after the game? He was like so disinterested. He was like, yeah, we don't. That's it. We all right.
Listen, I don't think it didn't matter who was in that Oklahoma City jersey last night. They was getting the bucket. My fat ass couldn't. Let me borrow your shirt real fast. And swerve for 3.
But see, that's what's wrong with these other teams.
Hey, every time I looked at my phone to scroll, every post I made, it seemed like the Thunder scored like 10 points for every. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
it was bad.
Like, dog, and poor Jamal Murray, he was just out. He was trying. He was doing whatever Jamal Murray was doing, but that ain't enough.
Hey, and Westbrook had 19 on a losing effort. He was cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just too many of them. It's
Jamal Murray.
Hey,
Jamal Murray.
It's like
he was working.
Pain Clan, man.
He was working. He was working. The Nuggets just too light skinned, man. The Nuggets.
Yeah. Look,
Aaron Gordon.
The Thunder is like they just like the Wu-Tang Clan, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a new member come out like every game a new member come out. I'm like, who the fuck? I'm like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like it's Aaron. I forgot his name, man. Casey Williams.
Bro, they deep. They deep.
Like, where did you come from? And then
they young
out there shooting threes. I'm like, all right. And then they got They got two Jalen Williamses.
Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
Chet. And then they got the bull from the Knicks from last year, Hartenstein.
Yeah, and then other stocky dude that really defend too. I'm like, he don't even hit threes like that, but he came out shooting threes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Dort.
Or Dort, yeah, Lou
They
Dort.
deep. Then they got Chet Holmgren. Then for Chet, they got Chet.
Yeah, there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
I ain't never got jumped. But I know that's how I feel. I know that's how I feel. When you think you out there, and you think you out there doing something, and you really getting kicked in your face. I was like, that looked like. I'm like, God.
Yeah, the Nuggets was just like that. They looked so defeated, bro.
Yeah. Joker was getting his head beat in so bad. He got four fouls in the third quarter. He fouled himself out on purpose. You understand? You know how bad you gotta be getting your ass beat for you to foul yourself out on purpose?
Yo, I would have called in sick the second half.
This ain't for me.
Coach.
Joker knew.
Look,
Like, ain't nothing I can do with
you see that movie? You see that wrestling movie he put on old boy?
Yeah.
Joker said, if you ain't gonna take me out, I'm gonna take myself out.
Let's say Joker had 40, let's say Joker had 40 points and 20 rebounds and like 11 assists. He still would have lost by 27.
Yeah.
That's how bad they was getting their head beat in. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I think they were coming off the bench. I think they had like double digits people coming off the bench.
Huh?
Yeah, OKC had people off the bench scoring double digits.
That's what I'm saying, dog. It's like the Wu-Tang Clan. They got so many people. It doesn't. They got understand, dude. Right now, OKC's gonna win the championship. Right?
Yeah, if they play anywhere near that level they played last night.
And then imagine if they're gonna win the championship, and then just look like the next 5 years of all them picks they got. So this is our potential. They can lose people and be right back like nothing ever happened. That's how stacked they are. And they don't got one dude that's getting paid other than
Shy.
One. Everybody else ain't getting paid yet.
They did
They
exactly what the
problem.
top seeds are supposed to do, though,
Huh?
and what the other top seeds aren't doing. Right from the gate, they took the confidence from the lower seed. You can't come out with bullshit. They came out, put it on them, and Denver was like, "Nah, we ain't got it. We ain't supposed to be competing." And that's what's not happening with the Celtics and the Knicks and partly with the Cavs and what's his name, like, and the Pacers. Like, they getting that confidence at the beginning of the game that they could stay in it. You gotta come out, let them know.
They took the best player in the NBA and made him go and intentionally foul himself out of the game.
They were physical. They were putting body on him, and
they made him quit.
It was almost like when they won the buzzer beater. Eric going to hit that shot. Okay, so it's almost like we pissed off. Like we gonna show them like they got lucky. Like
they made him quit.
Yeah,
they made Nikola Jokic leave the court.
Yeah,
he called in sick.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we got that, man. So that's the NBA portion of it, man. What we got for the what we got draft wise, fellas? On the NBA, on the NFL side, I know we're gonna talk about that.
Hey, so we got your Kentucky cornerback that you wanted.
Yeah.
Bills. I was like, yo, you spoke into existence. I'm like, hey, we got him. Harrison.
That was a good pick.
Yeah.
CJ, you want to start? You can start. You can talk about your Giants. How you feel about the draft?
You know, I like all the flashy stuff. I do, but I'm kind of disappointed. I'm happy, but I'm not because I feel like they should have had like a couple of linemen up there first. I know it's not the sexy thing to do, but I don't care who you got, man. You can't do nothing if you can't block. Like, did anybody watch the Super Bowl? Like,
Yeah.
like Kansas City, I don't care who you had out there, they couldn't block. You know, Philly was rushing with like 4 dudes, 4 against 5. If you ain't got no O line and D line, you can't do nothing. You know, I've been in there in the trenches, man, and it's so physical. Like you got to have them dogs up front, and I feel like no matter how many sexy picks the Giants get, we don't have those dogs up front yet. So I don't know. It's like a wait and see thing, you know.
Yeah. So we might as well go ahead and get into it while we here. And I'm pretty sure y'all all know what I'm about to get into. Not happy, saying not happy. You know, I don't want us to get shadow banned from YouTube or Instagram or Facebook for this. So I'm gonna try to be as respectful about it as I possibly can. I was not happy whatsoever about how Shador Sanders was handled. And you can, and it's different. I'm not saying I'm any different than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I have been in a lot of settings, a lot of meetings with high profile people, a lot of money in that room, and a lot of movers and shakers and decision makers and all that. People, and one thing I learned from all of them, all those folks I've been around mentoring and talking to me and giving me knowledge and mentorship, what happened to him was uncalled for. Right? It wasn't about his skill as much as they tried to say it was. It was about his father and their dislike for his father. And I say this because if you look at what he had, well, he was only 14-13 in Colorado. Look where Colorado started. If you want to use that, look at what he did at Jackson State. Look at what he did when he actually got in the seat in Colorado and did what he could with limited resources. You know, it's not about skill. This was about the league and those not necessarily in charge, but those scouts, not the scouts, but the general managers, all colluding together and ensuring that they tried to humble this young black man. That's what this was about. Because understand, they didn't do this to Eli 20-something years ago. And Ole Miss wasn't as good. It wasn't was right on the par with what Colorado was. Right? They didn't do this to. I mean, it's not about Peyton. They didn't do this to Eli with his dad. Why choose to do this to Shador, and in particular, why choose to do this to Coach Prime? What message do you think you were trying to? And the reason I say this is because all of these extra outside excuses they gave a reasoning for it, it had nothing to do with that, man. It had nothing to do with it. This was about, we are not going to allow this black man to control or have any control over this young man's career. Because guess what? Just this past year, and this, you know, it's a different sport, but they saw how LeBron controlled what happened with Bronny, right? They saw that. You can't tell me they didn't. Now, a year later, you have the same situation where a former player, at the time, even though Bron is still playing, former player, Hall of Famer, just so happens to be black, has his son coming through. For one, he was up for the Heisman, didn't win it because my man got it. Travis got it, but he's still a top 3 quarterback in college football. And how do you go from being number 2 or 3 to being behind Tyler? Was it Tyler Slow or Slow? I don't know how you say his name. If I butcher his name, my bad. I apologize. Dylan Gabriel, who no one was thinking about drafting, right? And I'll let y'all go, man. After I say this, how many more quarterbacks? And then they went and picked Dylan Gabriel in front of him on the same team. Do you know how they did this? This was purposeful. This was on purpose, man. But I digress, man. I'll let y'all go.
I think what I'm about to say is going to be unpopular. What I'm about to say is going to be, I'm going to raise this question, okay? Yes, what happened to Shedeur is very disrespectful and is alarming. It's America. We don't get always fair shot. And then when we got a little bit of status or confidence, a little bit of swag, or a little bit of money, everybody supposedly wants to put us in our place. You see what's going on. What happened with Bill Cosby, Diddy. Anybody that gets up in the high ranks, right? Because you realize Shedeur Sanders was literally at his house and he jumped in the swimming pool in his backyard when he got picked. Any other draft pick did not do that. You see him on the couch, you see him with his family. You don't see a draft pick, jumping, on acres of land like, hey, I made it, right?
Hey, Nelson, I think there's some static in the back.
Oh, okay. Shoot. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So the interview process, right?
It's still coming up for somebody. I think
still best up. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, let me ask you this: as a president of an NFL franchise, and you got a guy coming in, basically saying, "Hey, don't pick me if you don't want this, that, and the third." You got a guy, coming in, pretty much making you feel minute and small about even you drafting him. Would you still take that guy? Would you still be excited about bringing him in your locker room? Would you still be, ecstatic about him bringing around, your veteran guys, thinking like, well, I can't tell this kid anything because he think he got it all already?
It's the same thing that. Go ahead.
Pick me.
I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there.
You ever heard of Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
Who was drafted number 1 overall. Then when that pick, guess who said Baker Mayfield was going to be trash? Pick me. I said that on draft night. Remember, we watched the draft when we was doing the show, and I said he'll be working at Wawa in 3 years.
Yep, I remember that. Baby.
Yeah, he got up out of there, right? And then they realized they made a mistake with drafting a super arrogant kid who was disrespectful, had low character issues. Oh man, we made a huge mistake with that Baker Mayfield guy. Who else did the Cleveland Browns draft in the first round? Cocaine Johnny, right? A guy whose parents have a net worth of $60 million and drove a Mercedes and ripped and ran and did whatever he wanted. So another guy with character issues, whose parents were well off, who wanted for nothing. Browns didn't have an issue taking him in the first round. So what was the difference? Like Colorado had the most receivers drafted in the draft this year. Who was throwing them the ball?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dude had a completion percentage tops in the nation. Like it's so many things that you can say. Shador Sanders reminded me of Geno Smith. Geno Smith had a first round grade. Shador Sanders had a end of the first, second round grade from everything I saw. And when you think about players dropping, quarterbacks don't drop that low unless it's intentional because it's no way you're telling me the Pittsburgh Steelers would rather have Will Howard in their camp over Shador Sanders.
That boggles my mind. I was confused on that one.
And Pittsburgh passed on the guy. Even if your team, let's say you went in with 64 guys on your board, right? You go in with 64 guys on your board, and all 64 guys on your board have been taken, and Shador wasn't one of those guys, right? Now your move should go to next best player available should be your next pick. It's no way if your team is drafting best player available, there's 143 guys better than him in that draft. Make it make sense.
It was intentional.
And what
It was
doesn't make sense, and what doesn't make sense, you had TV analysts trying to figure out why he didn't drop him so low. And that's a testament to everybody that was at ESPN, FS1. They really was really perplexed because why is he going so low? And then he gets the prank call. I said, ooh, that. But he wasn't. You know what's so? It's testament to the Sanders because they wasn't phased at all. They handled that like a scholar and a gentleman. They took that tribulation and said, you know what, that's cool. We're gonna dance and praise his name. Right here in front of y'all. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? During the draft, they literally had a praise dance. And that was awesome.
Yeah. It's disheartening, man. It's disheartening because we know exactly what it was. There was no reason for that man to sit there. So it was day 3, wasn't it? Day 2 or day 3?
Day 3.
Day 3. There's no reason for it. And you're not going to tell me there was 3 other unless you're talking Cam Ward. There wasn't another quarterback better than him. It wasn't.
I think CJ's going to go.
What you think, CJ?
I feel like I feel bad for him. I felt real bad for him because on one end, it's not it wasn't a money thing for him.
No.
You know, it wasn't like he was like, man, I got to get drafted. I got to buy my mom, my grandma a house or whatever. I got to get us out the hood. So he didn't need the money. This is why I feel even more bad for him because it was strictly about football. Like this dude was living out his dream. He didn't need the money. The money from that he was born into, the NIL money that he was getting, all that he ain't needed. This was really a football move. So that's why I feel bad for him the most. But I'm hoping he gets a shot. I'm hoping this dude gets a shot. Because we all know something wasn't right. Something wasn't right there.
Everybody know.
Well, let me ask y'all this. And they love a sob story because they love to play the narrative and like you were saying, he's from the hood, his mother wasn't there, or his dad wasn't there, or his brother got shot, this, that, and the third. Just because of that, right? Do you think that's what they always look for? So it's like and Swerve, you say this all the time, the simp move. Oh, we got to help this little black boy kid out, right? We got to make his dreams come true because he's been through so much hardship. And then you got Shador saying, it's like, hey, man, I got $1 million savings account, and my dad played baseball in the MLB. What? Like, that's alarming to America. An educated black man, 3.9 average, right? My father's always been in my life. He's been in my life since day one. And I got a good nucleus. I got my brother here with me. I got my sister here with me. Like that's not supposed to be the story.
It's not a story that they want to. Yeah, it's not. It's not a story. It's not. But I could go on about this for hours, and I'm not going to because then I'm gonna get angry, and then I'm gonna be up all day. You know what else? You know what happened? Y'all want to know how all y'all old? Guess whose son? Cecil Fielder's grandson is playing Major League Baseball.
What?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, Prince Fielder's son is now in the major leagues.
Wow.
You made me feel really old. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Prince Fielder's son is playing Major League Baseball.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Man.
I just look at things sometimes and I speak on them, but I don't speak on them because a lot of people's feelings get hurt when I tend to speak on certain things. And I'm working on being less confrontational heading into 2025 and a half. So I'm just saying my piece, 1, 2, and then I'm leaving it alone because I'm doing better, and I'm working on a healthier, less confrontational me. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm at peace. Doing the hot yoga thing, meditating. You know, so I'm giving my body a rest this off season. This football season was rough. And I knew the Sixers was going to be trash. I'm not paying attention to the Phillies, so I'm just taking I'm giving my body a sports rest until the NFL season kicks off. But I appreciate y'all brothers for coming on tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, y'all can reach one first. You guys can reach us, man. You can reach me on Blue Sky. Right? I'm on Blue Sky at Imagine Life 2. I'm on TikTok. First and last name Marcus Blackstock. You can like and subscribe to the pod on YouTube. The pod actually has a Instagram page. We're there, so like and subscribe there as well. Fellas, where can they find y'all?
Before I say that, I gotta say, bro, the Phillies are in second place behind my Mets, but
yeah, I tell people about the Phillies. I don't pay attention to them until August. In August, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even bother with them because every time you get hyped about them, they lose to a play. They lose to a whole staff of pitchers that got a combined ERA of 10, and they be out in the first and second round. So I don't be messing with them.
try being a Mets fan.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm at Mr. Chocolate Virgo on IG and TikTok.
Got you. Where you at, Nelson?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Nell2524. Also, on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. I feel like it for Mr. D2425. Catch me on TikTok. You know what I mean? Again, your local grocery store. If you see me, say what's up. I say what's up back. You know what I mean? I won't buy the eggs though. They're too expensive.
Where can they catch you, Swerve?
Blue Sky, I identify as skinny. IG is the Black Jason Kelsey. And then that name right there, Swerve Griffin. Um, I'm around. I'm around. Hit me up. We like the pod, subscribe, tune in. You never know what's gonna come out of my mouth, his mouth. We all just having a good time talking sports. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate y'all.
Yep. We out.
Thank you for the
All right.
invite. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
sir.